Little girl whispered to a Hell's Angel. He took all our money. Seconds later, bikers filled the store. Asterisk, asterisk. A trembling little girl tugged Reaper's vest and whispered, he took all our money. My mum can't buy food anymore. And in the next 30 seconds, every Hell's Angel in that grocery store froze, then filled the entire cart without a second thought. Before we begin, hit subscribe on Bikers Hype and help us reach our first 1,000 subscribers. If you love Hell Angels, share this video to prove your love. Like and share with friends to spread the kindness. Asterisk, asterisk. A rainy evening. A quiet grocery store. Asterisk. The storm had already swallowed the sky by the time Reaper walked into the small grocery store at the edge of Willow Creek. Rain hit the metal roof in angry waves. Thunder rolled through the clouds like an ancient beast waking up, and cold wind snuck under the door every time someone walked in or out. Reaper wasn't here for anything important. Just a few things for the road: water, energy bars, maybe something warm for the night ride ahead. He shook the rain off his leather vest, his Hell's Angels patch shining softly under the warm ceiling lights. His boots were still dripping as he grabbed a basket and walked down the aisles, nodding politely at the cashier who stiffened at the sight of him. People often did. Reaper wasn't the kind of biker who cared about what anyone thought. But tonight, something felt different. He didn't know why yet. At the far end of the store, near the bread shelves, he noticed a little girl standing tiptoe, trying to reach a loaf of bread. She clearly couldn't afford. Her clothes were damp, her shoes were old, her tiny hands were shaking. Reaper frowned. Kids shouldn't look like that. He kept watching, pretending to browse the cereal shelf, when he saw something that made his jaw clench. The girl lifted a $1 coin from her pocket, held it for a second, then slowly lowered it again as if it hurt her. $1 wasn't enough. She knew it. Reaper knew it, but the rest of the world didn't seem to care. The whisper that froze Reaper's heart. The girl hesitated, then suddenly turned and looked directly at Reaper, those eyes scared and full of sadness. Reaper didn't move, didn't say a word. He just waited, slowly, carefully. The girl walked toward him. Her little boots made soft, watery sounds on the floor. When she reached him, she tugged the bottom of his vest, barely touching him, her fingers trembling. Reaper bent his powerful frame down, so he could hear her. Her voice was so quiet he almost didn't catch it. He took all our money. Reaper blinked. Who? He asked gently. Her lower lip quivered. The man outside. He stole my mom's purse. We don't have anything to buy food. Mom said it's okay, but she's crying. Reaper's entire body went still. Not angry, not furious, not even shocked. He became dead silent. The kind of silence that meant something terrible for whoever hurt that child. He looked toward the windows. The storm made it hard to see, but there through the rain, he spotted a man leaning against the wall near the parking lot, holding something like a red leather purse. Reaper's jaw tightened, but before he moved, the girl tugged his vest again. Please don't tell my mom I told you. She doesn't want trouble. Reaper exhaled slowly. What's your name, little one? Maya, sweetheart, Reaper said softly. Trouble already came to you. Now it's his turn. The angels arrive at that exact moment. The bell above the door rang. Ghost walked in, first tall, lean, icy blue eyes that could freeze a river. Tank followed, massive, built like a bulldozer, beard dripping from the rain. And behind them, two more Hell's Angels entered, talking loudly and laughing about something that happened earlier on the ride. Reaper didn't even call for them, but they noticed the look on his face. Ghost was the first to read it. He lowered his bag of chips. Tank stopped mid-step. Reaper, what happened? Ghost asked, stepping closer. Reaper placed a protective hand on Maya's shoulder. Then he spoke with a voice so calm that it frightened the air around them. Someone stole their money. A man outside. He's still there. The silence that followed was electric. Ghost's pupils narrowed. Tank's hands cracked into fists. The others turned toward the windows slowly, their expressions shifting from confusion to pure, boiling disgust. A grown man stealing from a kid. Not on their watch. Not tonight. Not ever. Reaper pointed to Maya's nearly empty basket, just a single coin inside. Then he said something that made every biker straighten their shoulders. No child goes hungry on our watch. Asterisk, Reaper steps. Outside. Asterisk. Reaper pushed open the store door, the wind and rain slapping his face instantly. The man outside looked up, eyes widening when he saw the biker walking toward him. He tried to hide the purse behind his jacket. Reaper's voice rolled like thunder. You picked the wrong little girl." The man backed up. "Look, I don't want any problems." Reaper didn't touch him. He didn't threaten him. He didn't need to. He simply held out his hand. "Give it back." The man swallowed. Then he threw the purse at Reaper's feet and ran into the rain. Ghost and Tank stepped forward, but Reaper raised one hand. "Let him drown in his own cowardice. We've got better things to do." He picked up the purse. The rain washed the dirt off it, and Reaper stared at it for a moment, thinking of Maya, her shaking voice, her frightened eyes. Then he walked back inside, filling the cart. When Reaper re-entered the store, Maya and her mother were standing near the register. Her mother looked exhausted, hair wet, clothes worn, face pale with worry. "Is that?" she whispered when Reaper approached. Reaper handed her the purse. Her eyes instantly filled with tears. She opened it, saw the money inside, and covered her mouth with both hands. Maya hugged her leg tightly, but Reaper wasn't done. He nodded to Ghost. Ghost nodded to Tank. Tank nodded to the others, and without a single word spoken, the Hell's Angels moved through the store like a storm of kindness. One by one, they started placing items in Maya and her mother's empty cart. Bread, milk, rice, vegetables, pasta, cereal, meat, snacks for Maya, warm food for the night, and more, and more, and more. The cart filled so fast that Maya stared with her mouth open. Her mother tried to stop them. "Isra, please, this is too much." Reaper placed a hand gently on her shoulder. "Ma'am, this isn't charity. This is respect. A man stole from you. We're just making sure he doesn't steal your dignity too." Her lips trembled. Tears ran down. Not sad tears, the kind of tears that come from someone who hasn't felt kindness in far too long. Maya looked up at Reaper. "Mister, why are you helping us?" Reaper knelt down to her level. His voice was soft but powerful. "Because someday, not today, but someday you'll help someone too. And when you do, you'll remember this moment, and you'll know the world still has a little good left in it." Maya wiped her cheeks with her sleeve and hugged him. It surprised Reaper, but he hugged her back with the gentlest strength he had. Ghost looked away, pretending something got in his eye. Tank sniffed loudly like he had a cold. Everyone felt it. A moment like this only comes once in a lifetime. Paying the bill, all of it at the register. The cashier froze when the bikers lined up with the overflowing cart. Reaper placed his credit card on the counter. The cashier swallowed hard. That's a lot of." Reaper tapped the card. "Run it." The total flashed on the screen. $482.36. Reaper didn't blink. Neither did any of the angels. The cashier bagged the groceries, confused but grateful. Maya's mother tried to object again. I can't let you pay for all of this." Reaper lifted his hand. "You're not letting me. I'm doing it," Ghost added. "And if he didn't, I would." Tank stepped forward. "And if he didn't, I would." The others raised their hands to Dot. Maya giggled at the sight. It looked like a biker choir raising their hands to volunteer. Her mother laughed through tears. The ride home. Reaper carried the grocery bags in both hands, Maya skipping beside him. Ghost walked behind with more bags. Tank held a pack of water bottles, like they weighed nothing. They walked the mother and daughter home, carefully shielding them from the rain. Their home was small, too small for the weight they carried in life, but tonight it shined with warmth. Maya hugged Reaper again at the door. "Thank you. I'll never forget you." Reaper ruffled her hair gently. "Good, because the world needs kids like you." Her mother wiped her eyes again. "You men, you changed our day. You changed more than that. You gave us hope." Reaper smiled softly. "That's what angels do, ma'am." The angels ride out when they walked back to their bikes. The rain had stopped. The sky was clearing. A faint orange glow from the streetlights gave the wet road a soft shine. Ghost slapped Reaper on the back. "You know," he said, "if we keep helping kids, people might mistakenly think we're actually good guys." Reaper smirked. "We're not good guys." Tank chuckled. "But we ain't monsters either." They started their engines, the sound echoing through the quiet night as they rode away. Maya opened her window and waved her tiny hand. Reaper raised 2 fingers in farewell, and the angels disappeared into the dark road ahead. A new day, a new problem. Morning light washed over Willow Creek as Reaper and the other angels gathered at the diner for breakfast. The incident with Maya and her mother was still warm in Reaper's heart. It wasn't the first time the angels had stepped up for someone who needed help, but it was one of the moments that stayed. Tank stirred his coffee. "You think the little one slept all right?" he asked. Ghost cracked open a packet of sugar. She slept better than we did, he muttered. Reaper stayed quiet, staring out the window. Across the street, he saw a man pacing nervously, the same thief from last night. But something was different now. The man wasn't alone. Two bigger men stood with him, buff, tattooed grip. They looked like trouble, the kind that didn't hesitate to make more trouble. Tank followed Reaper's gaze. Oh hell, Tank growled. Friends of the idiot. Ghost smirked. Friends is a strong word. More like the kind of guys who'd sell their own boots if it meant getting beer money. Reaper finished the last sip of his coffee and stood. Let's go. The thieves return. When the angels stepped outside, the thief froze. His eyes darted from Reaper to Ghost, to Tank, and then to the giant Hell's Angels. Patch on their backs. One of the bigger men stepped forward. You the one who scared my boy last night, he growled. Reaper raised an eyebrow. Your boy stole from a little girl. He was just talking what he needed. The man snapped. Ghost folded his arms. Funny, that's exactly what we're about to do. The man puffed his chest. Yeah, and what's that? Reaper stepped closer, slow, calm, unstoppable. Take back the streets from cowards like you. The man flinched, but still, his pride wouldn't let him back down. You think we're scared of a few bikers? He spat. Tank grinned. You should be. The man tried to swing. He didn't land a single hit. Reaper caught the man's wrist. Mid-air. Ghosts grabbed the other guy and pinned him effortlessly. Tank pushed the thief to the ground with one hand like he weighed nothing. Reaper didn't strike them. He didn't even raise his voice. He simply leaned closer and said, this town protects its children. If you come near Maya or her mother again, you'll wish all we did was talk. He released the man, letting him stumble backward. The thieves scrambled to their feet and ran like scared dogs into the morning fog. Ghost watched them disappear. Pathetic, he muttered. Tank nodded. You think they'll be back? Reaper shook his head. Not after that. Maya has something to give later that afternoon. The angels were cleaning their bikes outside the clubhouse when they heard small footsteps. Tiny, fast footsteps. Maya. She ran across the gravel lot, holding something in her hands. Reaper immediately recognized the bright pink paper. She skidded to a stop in front of him, out of breath. Mr. Reaper, I made you something. Reaper wiped his hands on a rag and knelt down to her height. What is it, little one? Maya held the pink paper to her chest for a moment, shy, then slowly handed it to him. On the paper was a drawing. Her drawing. It showed Reaper, Ghost, Tank, and her mother, all standing around Maya's grocery cart filled with food. Underneath it, in shaky handwriting, she had written, "Thank you for saving us." Reaper's chest tightened. Ghost looked over his shoulder, trying not to smile. Tank pretended to cough, wiping his eyes. Maya continued, "I made it last night. Mummy said we should thank you again, and I wanted you to have something too because you gave us so much." Reaper gently took the drawing. It was simple, messy, cute, and more meaningful than any badge, medal, or honor he had ever earned. "You gave me more than you know, Maya," Reaper said softly. "This is going on my wall." Maya's eyes widened. Really? Really? She giggled and hugged his leg tightly. Reaper picked her up with one arm, lifting her easily. She wrapped her arms around his neck. "Are you going to protect other kids too?" she asked. Reaper smirked. "All of them. Grocery store revenge, the good kind, the next week." Reaper had an idea. A big idea. He gathered the angels. "We're going back to the store," Reaper said. "Why?" Ghost asked. Tank grinned. "More snacks." Reaper folded the drawing Maya gave him and put it in his pocket. "We're doing something for Maya and her mum." The angels rode to the store again. Engines roaring through the street. Inside, the same cashier from last week stiffened. "Oh dear, is everything all right?" Reaper smiled. "Everything's perfect, but we're here for business." A few minutes later, the people of Willow Creek watched in confusion as the Hells Angels one by one came out of the grocery store carrying bags, boxes, crates, and entire carts filled with food, not for themselves, but for others. They lined everything up outside. On long tables, Reaper placed a sign that Maya helped him write. "Free food for families in need, courtesy of the Hells Angels." The cashier stepped outside, jaw-dropping. Why you're giving all this away?" Reaper nodded. "No family should choose between food and fear." Within minutes, people began lining up. Single mothers, old couples, struggling families, hungry kids. people who never asked for help before, because no one ever offered. The angels handed out food with smiles. Tank even helped an old woman carry her box home. Ghost gave extra food to 2 teenagers who looked scared. Reaper stood in the center, organizing everything calmly and quietly. But then he saw Maya standing near the end of the line with her mother. He waved them to the front. "You started this," Reaper said. "This is your day." Maya blushed. Her mother shook her head in disbelief. "Reaper, how do we ever repay this kindness?" Reaper smiled. "You already did." He pulled Maya's drawing from his pocket. Her mother covered her mouth, eyes glassy. Reaper held the drawing like it was a treasure. "This is worth more than everything here combined." Maya hugged him again. The city talks, but the angels don't care. By evening, photos of the event spread all over social media. People wrote things like, "The Hells Angels fed half the town today." "Never judge a biker by his vest. Reaper is the real guardian of Willow Creek." But Reaper didn't read any of it. He didn't care for praise. He only cared that Maya and her mother were safe, and that their table would never be empty again. A gift for Maya. Final scene 2 days later. The angels visited Maya's house again. Reaper wasn't carrying groceries this time. He was carrying a wrapped gift. Maya's mother opened the door. "Reaper, come in." Maya came running. "Mr. Reaper." She jumped into his arms. Reaper handed her the gift. "What is it?" she whispered excitedly. "Open it." Maya ripped the wrapping paper. Inside was a brand new school backpack, sky blue with tiny silver angel wings on the sides. Maya gasped, This is beautiful." Reaper smiled. "I figured every angel needs wings." Maya hugged him again, tighter than ever before. Her mother wiped tears from her eyes. No one has ever done this much for us." Reaper placed a hand on Maya's head. "You deserve the world, little one. And we're just making sure nothing stops you from getting it." Maya whispered, "Will I see you again?" Reaper kissed her forehead gently. "Anytime you need us." The angels ride, and that was the day Willow Creek changed forever. A little girl whispered one truth, and a crew of leather-vested guardians answered with more kindness than anyone expected. Sometimes heroes wear capes. Sometimes they wear leather and ride Harleys. If you love the Hells Angels, share this video with your friends and prove your love. Subscribe to Bikers Hype. Help us reach our first 1,000 subscribers. Like the video and comment your name for a chance to appear in future biker stories.